And for the most part, Elmira College students do feel safe while on campus. It's arguably the hottest ticket in Corning. That is the 2019 Taste of Summer. That's right, Zach. I do have a friend here. That's Dale Bryant. And Dale, you were walking me through some of your antique cars here. Live and Alive After 5 here for the final time tonight. As you can see directly behind me, I'm going to get out of frame here so you can kind of get a sense of what is exactly taking place. Picking it up in the palm of my hand here. It's very soft stuff here. It kind of whittles away out of your fingertips. Some sidewalks and hydrants are still under snow. Right behind me, there's a lot of people here, volunteers showing up, just enjoying each other's company, eating pizza, eating hot dogs, just enjoying the beginning of summer. We all know about the delays that come with being at an airport. You get a little tired, you get a little hungry. One of the things you can do when you come over to Elmira Corning Regional Airport is take a look at the Taste New York Lounge. It's a great place to relax, kick back, and wait for your flight. It's been 66 years since U.S. Air Sergeant Eugene Costley lost his life along with 51 others in a tragic Alaskan plane crash. The Adon Early Childhood Center is where Adon IV credits his big turnaround. And one of the more poignant takeaways from today's event was the fact that the Madison family was in fact in attendance. I spoke to Harlan Giordano. Hilliard's has plans for expansion in the city of Elmira, according to the Hilliard CEO. Caden Charnetsky, the 19-year-old, found guilty of vehicular manslaughter in 2018. Despite the rainy weather at the start of the meeting, it didn't hamper the turnout. Just imagine a restaurant in this unit. It's a pretty big space, as you can see behind me. Lawmakers in several states have mandated a new piece of legislation for ride-sharing vehicles. A record number of elected officials being women into Congress this year. The glass ceiling seemingly seems to be broken. Just imagine dealing with a crippling disease, oftentimes debilitating. It's a haunting reality. And to cover the medical costs, the family is holding a benefit over at the Steuben County VFW. I'm at the childhood home of Colin McLaughlin, home being the operative word. I'm in a very special place today in Elmira, and that is the Quarry Farm. He's going to walk us through basically what folks can do to better safeguard their vehicles. It was a day of family, friends, and tradition across the Twin Tiers region. Now, according to the property manager, the biggest selling point of these units is the fact that it has a good location. One of the things that have pushed them through these hard times is the community's outreach and support for the gift of life. And participants told me that they're here for a simple reason. It's for family, for friends, and for tradition. Governor Cuomo announced a new proposal to raise tobacco and e-cigarette sales ages from 18 to 21, one which will be included in the 2019 budget. Vapor New York tells 18 News that they don't necessarily foresee a drop-off in sales. They're not worried. In fact, most of their profits ironically come from people trying to kick the smoking habit. Caden Charnetsky entering Chemung County Court this morning with his family by his side. The 18-year-old pled not guilty to vehicular manslaughter charges.
Be cognizant of your surroundings.
Ride-sharing service Uber was under fire recently amidst the murder of 21-year-old college student Samantha Josephson after she mistakenly stepped into a vehicle she thought was her Uber. Elmira College Director of Community Engagement George Kuntz says the society that we live in now has changed. If you blinked, you missed him. His name is Ryder Rees, take note, and he's an up-and-coming flat-track amateur rider with a need for speed and the skills to boot.
It's pretty fun. Get the race with all the fast guys.
And then I walked out 15 minutes later, and lo and behold, the tree was on the house.
Severe storms and excessive heat. That's what the Twin Tiers is dealing with. Severe thunderstorms rolled into the area early Friday evening. Shoveling out. Snowblowers were in high use just hours after a sizable snowstorm blanketed the Twin Tiers. Residents in Elmira took out their hardware, took to the street, and got to work. Roads still icy, still snowy, and still blocked. After the recent snow event that hammered Elmira, it's left some residents a bit concerned for their safety. It's Flag Day here in America, on the holiday celebrating the American flag originated in 1916 when President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed it. Over in Horseheads, American Legion Post 442, they were retiring close to 4,000 flags. A popular way to retire a worn-out American flag is by burning it. Clutching his jacket, still well preserved from war, veteran Dale McKay from Mansfield, Pennsylvania, those memories are still raw.
I consider myself probably one of the luckiest guys that served.
And standing proudly in a vintage Odessa Montour blazer, splashed with maroon, Chris Wood says the importance of family ties is what keeps them strong.
We always talk about how Odessa Montour is is one big family, and this has been a tradition here for years.
They say Irish eyes are smiling. They were doing just that in Horseheads.
Looking forward to it all day long.
Speaking of being a kid, well, sort of.
I'm a kid at heart. I'm never going to get old.
These ladies are the youngest seniors you've ever seen.
You have to keep going, no matter how old you are.
Never, never, never.
The most profound angles to view the 1-hour parade couldn't be found high atop a building, but rather on the baseline, on the ground level.
We like to be personally at the beginning of the thing rather than being in the hectic of it all.
I think it's going to be a great project.
And with the ground floor under construction, it won't be for too long as commercial space will be setting up shop. And despite the chilly temperatures, it didn't deter marchers from starting their trek from Wisner Park and making their way over to Elmira College. It was an important gesture to show strength in numbers. Since his diagnosis, the course has been rocky. The CDC doesn't recognize Lyme as a chronic disease, and insurance doesn't cover it. Mounting medical costs have put a financial strain on the family.
$800. And so far from the insurance, I've gotten maybe about $380 back after making the claims. So we're in pretty deep.
Reporting from Eldridge Park in Elmira. Reporting from Howard. Reporting from Elmira, Michael Garay, 18 News.